foot on the gas. I will not crash. They will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone. Watch me celebrate. I'm cocky. I do my dance. Jump in the stands. No man.
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. On deck, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Detroit Lions and the New Orleans Saints. With that, let's get over to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome with a call from New Orleans. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the New Orleans Saints. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Ready? 56. I'm going back to you. I'm going back to you.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Fielded at the 20. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up first and 10. They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. We often give credit to the O-line there. Two tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Back to throw now on first down. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. They'll look to throw. Safarian Jenkins has it. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
So second and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. They'll run. It's Lindsay. And for a second straight play, the Lion defense drops him behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And just like that, it's third down. They'll try and run for it with Lindsay. And shedding through the tackle. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Philip Lindsay with touchdown number 8 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them, and also it's a nice signal to the rest of the team, because we talk about complementary football all the time. So they've now signaled to the defense, now signaled to the kicking game, hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Joe Mixon. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. 3rd and long. It's Stafford. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Detroit. Joe Mixon, 78 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Our first update now comes from Atlanta. An early lead in that game for the Falcons. Matt Ryan, a first quarter touchdown pass in that one. Philip Lindsay and the rest of the offense heading back out. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too? Because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. On first down, it's Lindsay. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. These two teams all tied after 1.
Ready. Mike 51.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Left side complete, Safarian Jenkins. 14 yards is the pickup, first down, New Orleans.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. A give, running right, Lindsay. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have...
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Phillip Lindsay, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Saints have taken the lead. What's good on the extra point? And that makes the score 14-7. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out on the field. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Stafford on 1st down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson, but it'll be 2nd down. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Mixon. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. A shotgun snap for Stafford. James has got it. Complete. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very... The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. Remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. Touchdown, New Orleans! Phillip Lindsay on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it. Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for them. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. On the NFL scoreboard, 2nd quarter up in Minneapolis. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. On 1st down, Stafford here. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And that is not a sight they want to see. Joe Mixon very slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Throwing again on 2nd down. Stafford. Johnson's got it complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Stafford down to throw. He finds his man Johnson. And he's got this down to the 35. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A good pickup there of 22. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort into it because getting points is paramount. Doesn't matter what you do otherwise, don't leave the red zone without putting points on the board.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. He's at the 50, 30, the 20, 10, and he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big...
The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here are the Saints to take over. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak. On top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. Second half starts with a run by Lindsey. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Lindsey, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speak.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And taken right at the 35. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2. Marvin Jones past the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
This fielded at the 2. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Phillip Lindsay and the rest of the offense heading back out. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. They'll look to throw now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Alert 3.
Now a give right side. It's Lindsay. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And that'll be incomplete. The intended target, the tight end, Austin Safarian-Jenkins. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call.
Hey, let's get there. Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush.
Now a give right side. It's Lindsay. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. The tackle made there by Jared Davis. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. Back now here live in New Orleans as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. So here come the Lions now. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the first one for the 2nd one to even matter.
And all the way down to the 26.
Here we go. Here we go.
A big play there for Detroit. 41 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Stafford. He's able to find Wallace. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And bulldozing through multiple tackles. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. From the gun, Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Now from the 7, here's second and goal. This is Ford. And a little bit of space there, takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on third and goal. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Eli Apple. He's at the 50, the 40, 20, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for a touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken near the 13. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. So out now come the Lions. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Now a first down throw. Stafford out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. To throw again on second down. Stafford. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Operating from the gun. Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. They blanketed the field the entire game using a variety.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Eli Apple. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. Trey Flowers there on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll keep it on the ground. Lindsey. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Saints on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. On third down, here's Lindsey. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. They're going with Lindsey. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And when you break it down, you know, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting. But obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You know, you just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is. This thing is pretty much done. And the crowd stayed with it to celebrate because